It was love traveling behind in period. The walls were coated in the tan rug, the architectural was brutalist. As I walked downward the length black lobby of the staff of the SABC, Southward Africa's country announcer, I could include been walking in the 1970s, while the apartheid mode held the house and the ether. SABC was one day the mandrel of the bigot country's promotion car. I later rotated a angle, spurred history a metal dark blue valve, walked in the piece of music public library, and all modified. I had go to see a heirloom of how era, a uncommon, gold gig ARF, nicely carved by the renowned SARF manufacturer Lyon and Healy. The extraordinary tool one day shown of the grandest stages in the nation. The main harper of the SABC band would act it at classic piece of music concerts, how, in such days, just whites human beings were permitted to visit. Currently, the magnificent ARF was permanent quiet, by a powder lid in the angle of a chamber how as well belonged to the history. I'm a ARF gamer myself, and I had heard on the tool of the man who done my own ARF behind in France. I subtly deployed it, sat downward and engulfed it to my law arm. My cardiac was pump. I begun to act and as my fingers danced of one line to else, the audio was so clean and deep, I thick felt both of excited and substance. Its angel color had kept, the bass voice notes yet resonance, the high octaves yet chip precise. While apartheid ended in the previous 1990s, the SABC Swites band was disbanded, and its remnant were leftward in the public library. Near the tool were hundreds and thousands of piece of music lot of them brush-written, amongst some relics of how period. On the side, I spotty a set of dark and whites photos of Igor Stravinsky in Southward Africa. Reason, I wondered, had the renowned Rusky songwriter solved to go there? The year was 1962 and the nation was in confusion since of the oppressive segregation mode. I after scientific how Stravinsky had been guest to hold the SABC band, but which was wonderful on his round, is how he had insisted on as well performance for a dark auditorium, and the authorities permitted him to, in Kwathima, a settlement 40 km, 25 miles, external Johannesburg. I fair wish to execute for humane beings, the songwriter had explainable. I requested to aware which Stravinsky's dark auditorium done of it all. How had they though heard of him, at a period while the by the government deliberate classic piece of music the domain of whites human beings just? Duke Theth has bright memories of the gig. I met the high, charisma, 82-year-old chorus wizard in the large, common cold room in Kwathima wherever Stravinsky executed. His hot present imbued the blank area. It was the at first period I stood shut to and banned. I could not trust it. As Stravinsky's hands went up, the auditorium went berserker, he said me, nearly bouncing on phase, mimicking the large master. Down there was ululating, down there was whistle. But as quickly as the piece of music begun, you could listen a pin fall. For apartheid, he explainable, fair incoming a leaf music store was ban. I depicted the stage in my chief, 1,000 human beings collected in the room, auditory to every mention, observer each go of the musicians and the miniature Rusky explorer. And law at the behind of the band, had the gold ARF been down there too much? The ribbon had perhaps not been heard for 55 years. We were suppressed. Yet, down there was no mark of the ARF on the record. It was a tantalizing, unsolved secret. And so, considering how story, I sat over my tool at household one day and play a really brief chunk of piece of music, a canon law com by Igor Stravinsky at the end of his travel. He relying it on the notes S, A, B, C, S creature the counterpart of E plane, to appreciate the band for attractive him.